Hello everyone. I hope all of you doing good at your end, and welcome to my channel Sab Asan hai. As I mentioned earlier that this channel I started so to help you guys who want to learn the things and who want to use it in your professional life. I know it's very difficult when we are looking some help from others, and there's some complex requirements comes, or whether easy requirement are also there. We struggle to configure them. So my objective is that whatever based on my understanding and learning, I showcase it to you how we can able to configure certain application, certain things which are not available handy, and put it all the things in one place so that you should not struggle to configure it in the application. So as a part of my HCM basic concepts or cloud basic concepts, this is a part 2 which is a continuation of the part 1 of Cloud SCM Fundamental. In the part 1, we had learned about how we can create the value set. So this value set we had covered as a part 1. And those who are watching this video directly, if they had not watched the part 1, I had given the link in the below description. So please go and check this link so that this will help you to understand about the value set. Because when we are going to define or create the flex fields, it will be referring for this particular value set. So if you are directly go and creating a flex field, you can create it, but if you want to have a more detailed understanding because it's having a different type of value set, so please go, and my recommendation, definitely you should go and watch this video as well. Link is in the description, so you can go and watch it. In this part 2, I'm going to cover about the flex fields. There are different types of flex fields are there. As I mentioned, there will be a descriptive flex fields will be there. There will be a extensible flex field will be there, and there will be a key flex field will be there. So this is all I am going to define it in this particular video. And then as I mentioned it, I will be covering this lookups and actions as portion of part 3. Okay, so let us see what are the flex fields. So our next topic is on the flex fields. What are these flex fields? Now we're going to understand. So in general term, if I define it, the flex field is a placeholder fields. Okay, this is nothing. This is the additional fields that we want to configure in an application, and which is get associated with my business objects. Now, what are the business objects? Business object are my components or the functionality or the features that I'm using within the application. Say in this sense, grade. Okay, so if I want, grade is one of my business object. Job is again my business object. Position again is my business objects. Okay, then employee information, if I am talking about, again this is again my business object. Or employment information of my employee, again this is my business object. So a placeholder that I am creating at different business objects, which which contain an additional information, which additional data. So there we will use the functionality of the flex fields. Okay, so to understand this, what I say is that in a cloud application, we are having a standard fields available in an application, and if there is a requirement to capture additional data, okay, if I want to capture an additional data, then I need a placeholder to capture this. So Oracle provide different placeholder where we can capture it. Say for example, if I'm working with a grade, okay, let me take an example, simple example of a grade, and I'm in an airline industries. Now, in an airline industries, we will be having a different positions are there, and for these position, we having a similar grade structure. Say, I am hiring a pilot. Okay, if I am hiring a pilot at a grade, say at level M, maybe this is a managerial position in that particular organization, and I'm hiring a pilot at a level M. Same way, I am hiring a technician. I am hiring a technician who will be again having a grade at level N. Okay, so this is fine. So if I am hiring a pilot, this is my position, this is my technician, and the both are having a same grade, level N and level M. Now there is a requirement come from the business that if we are hiring a pilot, we need to capture that if I am hiring a pilot for a grade M, how many years of flight experience this pilot should have. Okay, how many years of experience this pilot should have. So this is one of my use case where I want to capture it. Now in application, there is no placeholder where we can able to capture this field. Similarly, if I am hiring a technician, I will be requiring that the mandatory certification or the technical certification required if the person is on M grade is say XYZ. Okay, say for example, whatever the certifications required for a technician, this is the XY. So this is the information which is nowhere available. So how we can able to capture it? We will use this functionality called the FlexField. Take another example. Take another example. Imagine that if we are capturing information about my employee. So, for example, if I'm a employee is there, and I want to capture some additional information of employees. Say travel sector. Okay, I am working in some part of a different world, and I want to go and travel back to India. Okay, so suppose for example, if I am working in US and I am going to be traveling back to India. So company provides the annual ticket to their employees. Okay, so they provide the annual ticket to their employees, or they provide the airfare. Whatever the feasibility are with them, they provide the airfare. Now I want to capture it that for particular employees, say XYZ or this person ABC, and he is traveling from US to India, and the airfare for this particular route is say around $7,000. Now this somewhere we need to capture this information. Similarly for person, or maybe this is for the during this peak season, and during off peak season, again I want to capture additional information. Then the airfare is say 6,000. So this additional information, if we want to capture it, how we can able to manage it? We use the functionality of this flex fees. There is another type of information comes that if you want to group our people in a certain scenario where we are processing the payroll, or if we want to do a costing information of the payroll, so there is another requirement which we are going to maintain or manage through the flex fields. So in application in Oracle application, there are different three types of flex fields provided by the Oracle. One is called the descriptive flex fields. Second is called the extensible flex fields, and third one is called the key flex fields. Now, what are descriptive flex fields are there? So at any business object, okay, at any business object, if I want an additional information, I can enable these descriptive flex fields. So if you want to recall it, I will show in the application also how we can able to find out. So on the page, okay, if you see on the page, there will be a certain called context. If you remember it, if you notice in your application, you will find that on the application page, this means there is a context will be this. It means that the page having a capabilities or a capacity, there we can enable additional fields. How we can enable this additional field, that we will see it, how we can able to enable it. Then comes the extensible flex fields. In just now I had given an example. If I want to capture a information about the airfare or the travel sector or the route. So for different employees, I want to capture this. So this is the placeholder where I can capture it. And then third comes the key flex field. From the HR point of view, we will going to learn about the people group and the costing part. Cost allocation key flex field is one, and people group key flex field is there. So we are going to learn about all these three types of flex field in this particular session. So now let me log into the application and show you where we can able to identify. We will create certain some flex fields, and then we will see it. So I log into the application. I log in with same user HR admin, and then I came to the home page. On this particular homepage, if I want to identify any of the descriptive flex field, we are going to learn about the descriptive flex field. So if you want to know that at how we will be able to identify, there are the multiple ways are there. So let's pick at a single example, simple example. We'll go to the setup and maintenance, and from the setup and maintenance, let reach out to this grid. We will take this grid. So from work structure. From the work structure, you can go to manage grids. Okay, I'm just showcasing you this part, that how we can able to identify whether we can able to configure a descriptive flex field in that or not. Then go to the descriptive, sorry, go to the grade. Now let me create a grade. So if you see, these are all my standard fields are the effective start date, grade set, name, code, status. Now, if you noticed on this particular page, this is something called as my context. Okay, this is something called as my context. So if any page or any such page, if you find this particular keyword of context, it means that the page is having a capability or capacity to define an additional field. Okay, so in this particular example, I will show you how and where we can enable these flex fields. If I want to enable the flex field, how we can able to do it. There are two things that we should understand about the descriptive flex field. One, we are having a global segment in the sense which is common across my grid, which does not have any relation with any of the context. Second is a context sensitivity. What we mean by the context sensitivity? Like in previous example, I mentioned it that if I am working in as an airline industries and I need to capture information about the pilot, how many years of experience they are having it. Okay, so this is one information, and the second is that if I am as a technician, then what all certificates this particular grades hold. So both are different contexts. If I'm talking about the year of experience, it is more relevant to the pilot. If I am talking about the technician, so the technical certifications should be important. So this we can able to configure by using this context functionality within the descriptive flex field. So you have seen it. See, currently, if I click on the drop down, nothing is coming. So on this particular page, there is no grade or no DFF or descriptive flex field, in short we call as a DFF, also is configured. Now to identify where we have to go it, cancel this page, go to your setup and maintenance again. Okay, done. So from here, simple, easy, no need to go on from these pages. Click on him. From here also you can find it out, but simple. Say manage descriptive flex fields. Okay, this is, I will go and find out the manage descriptive flex fields. This is a task that we have to go through it. Now this is a managed descriptive across the application. You will find this module name as well, that for which module we are looking for. But the easiest way to find out, go if I want to enable something on the grade, we can find it out. Just type the grade over here. Just search with the grade. You will find two descriptive flex fields is coming. One at the ladder level and one at the grid additional level. See, I had made one video on the grid ladder, that what are the grid ladder, which I will give you the link in the description. But if you are liking it, please do subscribe my channel and hit the like button, so I know that you are finding my session interesting, and I can do some more informative configuration of the application. So please do subscribe and please do share with your friends, those who want to learn Core HRMS part. This is very useful, like for understanding the concept point of view. I had seen most of the people get struggled where we can capture the additional information, and they could not able to deliver the solution to the business properly. Yeah, so now I have find it out this grid additional details over here. You will see that deployment status is important, which is already deployed at this. We have to enable it. So what we will do, we will select this particular row. Now this additional information, and this is a descriptive flex fields app. Two things we know about it. To enable it, click on this pencil icon, that is added. Okay, so this is my descriptive flex field page. Now here what we are seeing it, that it is having a context segment. Just understand the functionality of this particular page. This is my context segments. Okay, and this is on the top, it is my global segment. It means that we can able to configure both the part. So let us go and first create a global segment. I will show you how it going to be get appear, and then we are going to create the context. So let's create on the global segment. Okay, so on this particular page we are having an option to create that field name. So we are creating a field. Let me give some say level. So grade level, I will give you that this particular, I want to create a grade level code will be get generated by an application, and API name also will get generated by the application. If you want, you can provide a description for a reference. Now, if I am selecting this grade level, what type of data we want to capture it? Let us capture this as a character. Okay, so when I'm selecting it, system automatically pick the column value that where this value is going to be get stored. Okay, so this information is important. If your technical person is writing a report on this additional information they want to pull out in the report, so you can mention it that if you want to pull out the grade level, you can use this attribute one field. Then comes the validation part. Now, in this chapter only, I had showcased to you how we can create a value set and how we can define it. Similarly, if I want to attach, either I can find the value set which I had created it yesterday, or if I want, I can go and create a value set here itself. So in this example, I will show you from here also. Let me create one value set. So let give me the say AA grade level. I'm just creating a value set, so you know that if I want from this particular page also description module, use it global human resource. Select this application. Validation type is independent. Let me give some values over there, and the validation type is of my character. So and subtype is of my text. I am giving maximum length of say 5. And then save it. Give some value. Create some value. So this label is a management, or say one more value, or this is an executive. Okay, so I just give two values, and you know it how we can create a multiple values, what are different types of values that we can able to create it. But to complete a flow from the descriptive flex fields, I just created this particular level. If you want, you can define the give a default type, that what should be my default type. Give the size, what should be the size. Always remember it. Give the size. Otherwise, when you enable this on your page, your length will be. If you are not choosing this wisely, the display of the field will go very large or very long. You will not able to have the visibility. Now, if you want this particular field, if you want this particular field to be get enabled in my OTBA report, so make it enable at BI enable. So if your technical person is looking for it, they can able to find out the grade level. So let me close it and save it. Save and close. So what I had done, I had created one global segment. I have created one global segment, which is like grade level and attribute one. Save and close this particular page. Now, if you see my deployment status, what I had changed it to, it is edited, that I had done some changes. To have an impact on my particular page, what I will do, I have to do the deployment of this particular flex fields. So now click on this, select this particular row and click on deploy flex fields. Always monitor if any error or warning are coming in. We have to rectify those error and warning. Normally it does not give, but yes, if it is, then we have to rectify those errors. So it is compiled successfully, no error. There is 100% succession rate. If any errors are there, it will give one error and one warning. If there is error and warnings are there, then the field will not going to display on that particular page. Done. Now this will take some time to reflect on the page. So always if you are doing a configuration, just log out and log in again. So this will clear my cache from the pages, and it will help me to see the impact immediately on my web page. So now this application is cloud based, so most of the time you have to log out and log in when you are doing the configuration. Some configuration does not appear immediately. Log in again as an HR admin. Yeah. Now to see the impact, we'll go back to our setup and maintenance. From setup and maintenance, from the work structure, you go to the grades, manage grades, and now we go and create a grade. See, if you see on this particular page, this something grade level is appearing. We have just created this particular global segment. So this is how this additional field will appear on my grade. Now I had attached the value set, so there will be two values which I have attached it, which is my executive and the management. So the value set which I have created it. Now you know that if I am creating any value set where we can use those value sets, this is a placeholder. So this is a use case how I am creating value set and how we can able to use it. So this is one of the example. If I am creating any of the descriptive flex fields, if I want to attach those, if I'm attaching the value set to my particular field, it is going to be appear over here. Okay, so this is my uh, global segment which is appearing. Now on the same, what we will do, we will create a context segments as well, context related segment as well, which is relevant to that particular functionality. So here we will take our same example of airline industries. I will create one context for the pilot and another for the technician. So cancel this. Before canceling it, I want to show you that the changes, that context we are going to do the we're going to configure it. It will going to have impact over there. Currently, it is showing me as a blank, but after configuring it, we will come back again on this particular page and see how it's going to work. So cancel this particular page. Okay, go back to setup and maintenance. Manage descriptive flex fields. Manage descriptive flex fields. Then we have to configure the grid one. See, here you will find all the list. I will show you. Let me configure the grid, then I will show you that how we can able to identify what are the flex fields available from this page as well. It's not like every time you have to go on the pages. From here also you can able to find it out, the flex field, where at what level the flex fields are available. So this is our grade additional details flex fields. Click on the edit button. Now what we have to do it, we have to create two context, one for the pilot and one for the technician. And for the pilot, we need to capture number of hours of flight experience, and for the technician, we need to capture certification, what all certification this technician required for that particular grade. So to configure it, let's go to the context, manage context. On the top, click on the manage context. If any context is already get created in an application, you can search it from here, or I will go and click on action. I create plus on create, click on the create button, or from this plus sign you can create it. So I click on the plus sign. So here I want to define the context. So in this particular page, what I will do, I will define the context called pilot. Okay, and then we will save it. Now for this pilot, for this particular context, I need to create a segments, like we have created a global segment. Similarly, for this particular context pilot, I need to define a segment. So I can create multiple segments. I am just show you one segment, how we can create it. You can go and create a multiple segments as an exercise. So for this particular for this particular pilot, what we need, flying experience. Okay, I will select the data type. So I need a number. Okay. So system automatically select that attribute where it's going to. If I want, I can create a value set from here, like I had shown you in the global segment, or I can use any of the standard available value set. So I can search it any number value set which is standard available by the Oracle. So number for 2 digit. Okay. I can keep a default, again give a display size. This is very important, otherwise if I'm not giving it, it will be going a long length, and then save it, and then save and close. Okay, so again this save and close, what I did, I create one context, come back again home page. If you having some doubt, come back again on the home page, and here you will see that I have created a context segments. One is the pilot. I have, if I can click on the drop down, it's only one is there. Let me create one more. Again go to the manage context. Okay, click on the plus icon, and I want certification, or I want, first of all I will create a context which is my technician. Okay, save it, and then create a segment for this technician. So what I want required certificates. Okay, data type again character. So let me create a value set, or we can use a standard one. So I will choose this 30 character one. Okay, whatever the value is there, we'll see it. Give the display size f8 and height, and then save it, save and close. Okay, so technician, again save it, save and close. So what I had done, I had created two contexts. One is my pilot, and another is a technician. For the pilot, I had given the number of years of experience. For the technician, the certificate required. Two segments I have created it. If we come back on the home page, we will see we have two contexts created it. One is for technician and one is for pilots. Okay, so if I'm selecting it context, it is giving me flying experience. If I'm selecting it my this technician, it will give me the number of required certificates. Two contexts I have created it. Save it, save and close. Again, this says deployment status changes to the edited. I will click again and click on the deploy FlexField. So no error, no warning. So my FlexFields deploy successfully. Done. Now to see the impact, what I will do, I will log out from this application again and log in again. This is required to clear all the caches, and the changes start appearing immediately. Otherwise, it will take some time. We'll go setup and maintenance, or the work structure. We can go through the work structure as well. But I will be going from the one placeholder. So there is a multiple way we can reach it out to our manage grade. So from work structure, click on the manage grades. Click on create. Now this is the global segment that we have created it just now. Now if you see on the context, two things are coming. One is coming for the pilot and another is coming for the technician. Now, if you can see, there is no any other segment is appearing or any other field is appearing, but context, there are two values are coming, pilot and technician. Now, if I click or select the pilot, I will be getting an additional field, which is my flying experience. So I can select the value. So this is what my field will come. So if I want that for pilot, same placeholder. If I am creating a grade, I can choose it 7. If I am creating another value set, I can use for a technician as well. So for a technician, this is a required certificate. Now I have selected just a free text. I had not attached any of the value sets, so I can enter it. Say for example, aircraft maintenance certified, whatever is there, certification you can put it. So this is how the concept of descriptive flex fields, you can find it out at different placeholder. So if the context is available, it means that on that particular page we are having a descriptive flex field. Okay, so you can click on the highlight flex field. Sometime it appear that what all the flex fields are available, but some places it's not. So this is what our flex field. This is my global one. Okay, this is my context sensitive. When I'm selecting the context sensitive, this is getting changed. You can see it. These fields are getting changed based on the context which I am selecting. And if I'm not selecting any context, it will not going to be get appear. So this is one place, and another way of identifying the descriptive flex field where it got enabled, which all pages are having it. Go back to your setup and maintenance. From the menu option, click on the search, manage descriptive flex fields. So this is the placeholder you can find. So for example, if I want to know at position level if something is available, I can click on the position. Yes, so the position is available. Module name is work structure. So if I want what all flex fields are available at this particular module, simple go and search it on the module wise. Correct. So this is way you can find it out. If you don't know, just click on the simple search. It will display all the descriptive flex fields which are available in an application. So if I am here, I can able to identify, like for absence categories, I have a descriptive flex fields. For absence certification, I'm having a descriptive flex fields. For the person management, so for example, if I want to search anything available for the employee, click on the person. So these are the flex field available for the person. For the check personal information, we have a flex field. For the allocated checklist, we have a flex fields available. For contact details, we have a flex fields available. So on these pages, we can enable our own additional fields. Now in this same class, what we are going to learn, we are going to learn about the extensible flex field. Now we will going to learn our another topic on the descriptive flex field, or sorry, on the flex field part is about the uh, extensible flex fields. So as I mentioned a few minutes before that where we are going to use this extensible flex fields, if I had given an example of travel sector, like if I am traveling from US to India and ticket is provided by the company, or the airfare is provided by the company, and a company need to capture this information. And this is something unique requirement from the businesses, and Oracle does not provide this generalized way. So we normally use this extensible flex fields to store it. Now this is one of the use case. Another use case is, say, for example, employee staying in a company accommodation, and we want to capture the details that what is the where company accommodation is staying, which floor, which building, and any additional details here to capture it. So this is a placeholder where we can use it. So in HCM there are different types of extensible flex field. Here I am going to demonstrate about the personal extensible flex field. To check it where it going to be get appear, I will just show you in an application where it's going to be get appear, so that you can have an idea what we are going to do and what will be my end result. So I log in again as an HR admin or a implementation consultant. Let me search an employee and show it to you. So I'll go to this particular page. Let me search employee. So let's see for Robin. He's in the UK. 875 is the person number where the extensible flex fields will come. So from this menu, you can reach out to person details. Okay, this is person detail, and even from the navigator also, I will show you that how you can reach out to person detail. So this extra information type. So when you click on the person information on the top, you can see that I am on the person tab. Here you will find all my standard as well as the custom extensible flex field that we have created it. So this is delivered by the Oracle. Like assigned property is one of the field which is get created it. So this is how it is going appearing it. I can have a multiple option to create it. So if I want, I can edit or correct or create it. Now, same place, if I want our own, okay, if I want to our own structure to be get created it, we are going to do the setup for that particular extensible flexible. So I'll cancel this. This is a placeholder. We will come and check again. We will create our own. Close this. Now to go and create these extensible flex fields, what we have to do is we'll go back to our setup and maintenance. Come back to the home page. And from here click on this setup and maintenance. I can reach from here as well as from the navigator. I can reach to setup and maintenance. Search, manage extensible flex field. So this is the placeholder. Click on search. So manage extensible flex fields, or we call it as a EIT as well. Some in short form we call it as EIT. Let me show you what all extensible flex fields are available and which all modules which is available. So we have something available for the grade level. We have available for job level, locations level, organization level, and that the information that you need to configure is at the personal information that I had shown you. So let me click filter it only for the person so that we can focus on that part only. So this is my person EIT, personal extra information type, or we call them as a extensible flex field. Deployment status is already deployed. Now we want to go and edit it. Click on the edit or the pencil icon. So this is how it is going to be get appear. For extensible flex field, we have to define the context and then the segments under it at what all fields we require. So let us create a segment, click on the manage context. If anything which we have created, we can search it or click on this plus icon. Give the display name that you want to display. So on the left hand side, what the name was appearing it, the name you want to give it. So I will give it like a travel sector, like give my custom name. Okay. Now, definitely, we if we want, we can give them the behavior is like my multiple rows will be allowed. Okay, so I will be requiring a multiple rows. I may be capture off peak season, or maybe I want to capture that for one particular time period. Say, for example, for the month for the year 2022, this is my airfare. For the year 2023, this was the air. So I want to keep a record history at the time. At the same time, I want to add the multiple rows. So in this scenario, the behavior should be my multiple rows. Okay, so always keep in mind that it should be behavior will my multiple rows will be there. Now I have created on the context, and then I will create the segment. How many segments are required? Save it. We have to give the context usage at this point of time. So there are three things are there that we have to understand it, that one is the context usage, that which placeholder we have to use it. associate categories and associate pages. So this I will once I create this segment, then I will show it how we can attach these categories and pages. But when we are creating this context, we have to give the context usage, that where it going to be get used. Click again on this plus icon. We will be having a two option usage for the person. Now if we want to restrict it, okay, if I want to restrict it for the privilege, like there are certain information which is sensitive for the rules, or someone like someone having a special privilege, the managed person, only those have the visibility, they can only view it. Or if anybody is having say manage personal information, only those. So these are the privileges if any of the HR person having add pending worker or add person non worker or edit pending worker, they can only have the visibility to view or edit it. But we keep it as a none. There are other way we can personalize this particular behavior. But at this point in time, when I'm saying the context usage, I will use a code for person, usage code for person, and privileges keep as a none. Save it. Okay. So what I had done, I had created this travel sector part. Now I am going to create the multiple segments for this. So let me create it. Say effective start date, or if I want to say from date, if I want to capture it, that segment, I want to keep it from date. Data type, I will keep this as a date. Okay. Value set, I will use the existing one. I am not creating any of the new value set for this. And then give the display size as say 10. Give this 10. Okay. So this is, I have created one of the, again enable it for the BI. So one segment is created. Now save this. Okay, and save it. So this is the one segment I have created. I want another segment in the same place from date, and now I'll say from sector. This is another placeholder. I'll use as a character. I will not creating in the value set. We know how we can create a value set. So let me select from the existing, say use 30 character. Okay. Again, give the and fine. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind, that whenever we are selecting these multiple rows in a segment in this particular EIT, we have to give one field as a unique, so it maintain the uniqueness in the data. Otherwise, what will happen? I can create a duplicate data, which is not correct. So we can give like this sector or any other unique field. So I'm not giving this one. Okay, this is from sector. Let me go back to this from date, because I want to make this as an unique. So from date will be my unique. So every time if I'm changing it, this will remain as a unique. So always keep in mind. Let's create another field called to sector. Okay. Data type again character. Value set again 30 character. Okay. Give the size say 15 and then 5. Then save and close. Let me create one more field which is on the air. Okay. Data type is my number, because I want to give the amount. Select the existing value set if available. Okay. Then save it. Save and close. So what I had done it, I had created this 4 segment, okay, and I have associated with my usage of person code privilege. I am not selecting it. So this is my structure is get ready. So if I come over here, this is my travel sector which I have created it. Save and close this. Under this personal information, we will find our travel sector details. So let us find our travel sector on this. So this is my extensible, or the EIT is get created. So I had given the travel sector and then the fields. Now let us go back, save and close this. And from this travel sector, I will save and close this. Now two things which is important that we have to do it. So once we are coming on this particular page, we have to define this sorry, go back again to the edit. We have to assign the associate pages, so and this information. So click on the personal information, a person extra information, EIT, and you will find that this is still not appearing because we have to associate the category and we have to associate the pages where it going to be get appear. So click on this plus icon, select and add. Find your flex fields that you have created it, or the segment that you have created it. Click on apply and say OK. So now this is appearing over here, and the associated pages, we have to bring it here. So it will appear over here at the last somewhere. So this is appearing as a part of my travel sector. From the associate context, then click on the pages. What name we want to give it, we can provide it and give the usage as a code for person. Okay. If you want, you can change the appearance, that where you want to appear it. So in the top is 5, I can give it this as a, instead of 660, 660 will appear at the end. Let me give it at 3, label number 3. Okay, so this is it's done, and if it go up, so this is what we have created. Associate context, we will bring it, apply. So I had given the sequence before this assign properties, and this is where it's going to come on the top. So we have associated context pairing for this, as well as I had associated the pages. Now we'll go back, save and save close. We have to deploy it. So I'll click it over here and deploy FlexField. We have to wait for some time. It is processing, it will take some time because EIT will stick normally and depend on the application performance as well, how much time is taking it. So hope this makes a sense that how we can able to define our different EITs for the person. We will see the usage also once it get compiled. Yeah, it gets compiled successfully. So there is no error and no warning. So yes, deployment completed successfully. So we can use it. Again, I have to log it out from the application, and I will log in again with my user. Yeah, log out, confirm. HR.admin. I logged in as an HR admin. I'll go to my client group and select the person we had seen it. Go to the person. From the person, you will able to find the extra information type. Yes. And then see AA travel, our EIT that we have created is now appearing. So what we had in it, we have created now this. I had given this length as a little bit slow. Maybe the if you can make it 10 or 15, so this will appear it properly. So this is my filter on the top. It is coming. If I want to add and update it, so what I will do on the top, you will find this edit button. Click on this edit button. If I want, I can correct this record or I can update this record. Let me do correction first. So I can start creating a record. Click on this plus icon. Whatever the value is effective from which date, say for example from 2021 onwards. So from US till India, whatever my fare is, so that I can give it. And then I can save and submit it. If I want another record to be get created, I will create another record. So it's having a multiple records are there. So effective from to my fare from say India, US is now. So this is something that we can use it. So you can have a multiple records, and the best part is that this is available in your analysis portion as well. So this is what we can usage, and whatever the custom fields that we want, we can create it. And this is a good functionality for usage. So this is what my records are getting saved, and I have a multiple record. This is just a one use case that I had shown it to you. You can have a multiple scenarios that we want to submit and record. Now the third portion which come in the understanding is about the key flex field. So I will be creating I will posting a separate link for how we can able to define the key flex field for the people group and for the cost allocation. So there is a costing video available on my channel. You can find it out. So on that particular, I have explained how the payroll costing was. So there I'm covering the key flex field, the payroll cost key flex field. So let's move to the another topic I will be covering as a part 3. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you have an understanding of descriptive flex field info and then extra information type as well as as a costing. There is a like a whole concept is required. So there I will be covering the key flex field part. Thank you once again, and please do subscribe my channel Savasana. I am making things easy for everyone, and please do like this video as well and click on the bell icon. So whenever I am posting a new video, you will get a notification. So you need to go and search it directly. You will receive the confirmation or notification, so you can watch it directly. Again, if you have any questions, any doubts, please put it in the comment section. I will try to answer them. Thank you all. Thank you very much.